That's really funny. It's all official. Okay, sorry, recording starts. Okay, I think that means it's recording. Welcome everybody. We're 11:01, so let's get this party started here. And my name is Brendan. Chair Samantha will be coming soon with refreshments, I hear. So anytime there's a Samantha refreshment, I said, should I stop by and get something from the store? And she sent me a picture of flour and butter and sugar. So I don't think we need that. So great. Okay, if you all can help me by just being a little slow, if you can introduce yourselves, say which group you're with, or just a citizen, or come to check things out, or come to Fester Colin, whatever we'd like to hear from you. Why don't you start?
Nice. Hi, I'm Diego. This is my first Trailmix meeting. I ride bikes and work at the museum.
And Diego, what is your last name?
Velasquez. Yeah, close.
Really?
VEL.
And somebody, hey Diego, can you
Yeah.
get the door for Tyson there? Just
I'll help with this. Yeah, master plan. The master plan man. Diego, I'm really glad to have you here. Welcome.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Kathy Grossman. I am the recording secretary and I write the hiking column for the Moab Happenings.
Dog Park Stewart.
And Dog Park Steward.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's official title.
And Choke Point Cleaner Upper.
That's right. That's right. That is the joke point.
Yeah,
Wow. Awesome.
of the Parkway.
And I'm not sure if you all saw, obviously you all saw because you've looked at all the minutes to prepare yourself for this meeting, but Kathy does such an amazing job of all our meeting minutes. Thank you, Kathy, you're the best.
Emily Lessner, active transportation.
How are you? How come you're not on here?
I'm on.
Emily, there you are. JK. Emily, we're so happy to have it. Did I mention that we're happy to have an active transportation person?
Maybe.
Have I mentioned that yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. Kippy's back.
Kirsten Peterson, I'm the ski rep.
I'm excited to hear about the snow today.
I'm Joy, I'm the volunteer and outreach coordinator for GCAT.
Gotcha, Joy.
I'm Anna Sprout, and I'm the responsible recreation coordinator for GCAT.
Anna, I'm so happy that you are here. I'll be pestering you a lot today. Get ready.
Carrie Nelson with Bureau of Land Management, I'm the recreation planner. Not that she can't introduce herself, but I will go ahead because she's my guest. This is Lily Gauss, and she is UNH's KNS Natural History Association. Provided us with funding to bring her on as an intern to collect trail adaptive data. So all the trails that GCAT has been doing an amazing job of making more adaptive friendly. She's going to collect a lot of the trail data that is in part of the Explore Act, but also just something we recognize and I think talked about before is the need to update our trail signs with adaptive information and help people better understand where they can go and have a good adaptive friendly experience. And so she's going to be working on that for the next 6 months.
That's awesome. Congrats and welcome. Lou, would you mind spelling your last name?
Yes, GOWENS.
Awesome. How about you introduce yourself? I know you got a great introduction, but tell us something non-work related or cool or outdoors about you.
I've done a lot of work studying birds, so I don't like birds.
Tell us your favorite Moab bird.
I don't know yet.
Oh, it's that you're that recent. You haven't mentioned it. Whoa. Someone give her the best.
Two cranes live in the wetlands.
Yes.
Fly over sea market.
There might be
The Greenland Heritage is also a good blessing on the Colorado River.
Awesome. Welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Colin Topper, Moab City Council.
Just gonna warn you for next meeting, you may want to sit to a different spot. Okay. You may want to. So I'm really glad that you're here. Thanks for being here.
Brad Walker, Utah Raptor State Park.
I got a phone call for someone that said, we are staying there and we want all your recommendations of the trails out there. And I said, great, let's talk about it. And then I said to go pester you to get more trails added. So just so you know, that's exciting. People are out there.
Hi, I'm Reed Bakken. I am the bike rep for the Motorized Trails Committee, and the general manager of British Mountain Bike Adventures.
Reed, I'm glad you're here.
Mike Thomas. I own Bike Fiend, and I'm here just to see what Trail Mix meeting is about.
Michael, do you go by Michael?
Michael.
Okay. Which one do you want?
Mike
Okay. Last name again, Mike, sorry.
Thomas.
That's easy. This meeting is for you, so I'm really glad that you're here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your meeting. So we'll turn the time over to you after we do. That's okay. You can just take over. No, we're really glad you're here. Glad to have you.
I had bananas that needed to.
What did you make?
Our whole
Oh, yeah.
It's the best.
Mark Howell, and Trail Mix at-large member.
It's still warm.
Mark, glad you're here.
David Glover, bike rep.
David, my daughter, who's joining the youth cycling tomorrow, she's doing her first one, just spent a whole bunch of money at Moab Cyclery yesterday. So
Sorry.
she showed it all off to me. So thanks for taking our money.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, knew everything. Happy to spend it at your place of business.
Tim Shaw says,
Tim, happy to have you here. And I don't know if you can see this, but Tim Shell's attendance is like he has missed. Okay, so just, if you want to just look at an example for attendance, you can take a look at Tim.
You guys are awesome. On board.
He comes for the Samantha's snacks, which I understand. So he shows up. Let's go back.
Matthew Golding, the running rep.
Well, are we calling you Matthew now?
Matt's in town, so he's Matt.
Well, okay.
Some part of
You
that
can make
goal.
you
now-
walk in.
Now I don't know what to do. Welcome. Glad you're here.
You'll always be neighbor Matt.
Oh, David.
Grand County Search and Rescue.
Super fun. Glad that you're here. Excited to hear what's been going on since town's been busy here.
Artie Bauer, equestrian.
Awesome. I'm glad you're coming.
Tim Rao at Large Rip.
Got you.
Tyson Swayze, ECAT, operations manager.
Samantha Derbyshire, vice chair.
There's a party here today. Now the party can start.
Oh, yeah.
And, someone
Brett, I
had
don't know
a
if you're
birthday.
getting it, big guy.
Wow.
Is this a Samantha dessert for you?
3D.
It has a date written on it, but I can't tell. It's been in the freezer, she said, so I'm excited. Thank you. That's pretty sweet. Okay, we missed some folks.
Hi, I'm Judy Brower. I'm with Southern Utah Wilderness Alliance. I'm actually here for Kaya Marienfeld, who is on maternity leave. And as far as I know, for all of you that know her, she is doing well, and her child is doing well, and they're still up in Orem.
So that's an ask.
Yes, they're still there. He had his first surgery, and she sent really cute pictures, and
Oh,
he seems like he's doing well. So haven't checked in with her in a bit, but I think they're all doing really well. They would probably love to hear from you if you know them, just as text or something.
We sent a note. I sent a note last
Okay.
week to
Yes.
say we're thinking of you. We're all pulling for you, and everything's going to be great. And she just gave her thanks to all of us here at Trail Mix. Said she misses. She misses everybody. But they say she misses a lot of us.
Why didn't you look at me?
I think that was a conscious thing. Okay? But we
Hey,
do.
can I ask that? Maybe we need to, I think maybe Arthur needs a Strider bike, right?
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
It would be our responsibility.
I think
Yeah.
excellent idea.
Done deal.
Yeah, okay, we can talk about that later.
Well,
I think that's an excellent idea.
maybe post meeting, we just have a little party about that.
And I actually didn't realize this when I told Kay I would sub in for her, but I guess I'm the hiking rep. So there you have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's
All
hanging
right.
up, so you're feeling, thank you so much.
I'm Faith Dickey and I am the roped activities rep.
Yeah, and we had now have that official title in the bylaws, right?
Yeah.
We do.
So it's all official. Andrea, who else do we do? Yeah,
Yeah, Andrea Brand, Director, Sand Flats Recreation Area.
Andrea, we're really happy to have you here.
I try to make it when I can.
Yeah, no, we love it. We love it. I'm there. I visit you in your area every day, or try to visit every day, and so we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, anyone else that came in late?
Brian.
Okay, Brian.
Oh, I want to point out, I did fit between these. I'm Ryan Murdoch, U.S. Forest Service.
Really? Okay, so I'm showing 24 folks in attendance, which is great.
You get a shot and.
You got a couple of people.
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm so sorry. Oh, Jacques, go ahead.
Jacques Cadler, Grand County Commission Liaison.
I'm so sorry that Jacques recently got beat up and is recovering, so he's got his feet up, but he'll be back at it soon, right, Jacques?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay, awesome. And then Katie?
Katie Stevens, my BLM. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Okay, JK. And then anyone else online? I think that's all I see. Okay, awesome. Great. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. Very first thing is to, make sure I'm sharing this, is to, we got to approve minutes. I sent out the minutes that Kathy did a great job doing to everyone. I sent it out twice. Just need someone to make a motion and a second and a vote.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Motion's made to approve last meeting minutes. Looking for a second.
I can second that, Mark.
Awesome. Okay, and then all that approved the meeting minutes from last time. Okay, and anyone that has some beef with it. Okay, good. It was me. If it was messed up, it was something I did, not Kathy. So thank you. Okay, minutes approved.
Asked to be sent the minutes.
You bet. Yeah, get with me. We'll get you added to the list
Thank you.
of everything on here. Yeah, I know Kaya gets it for sure, but for sure we'll get
I
it.
doubt she has time to read them right now.
Okay, Samantha, would you like to talk about, last time we voted on the bylaw, the Trail Mix bylaw updates, and there's been some minor changes since then. Would you mind kind of filling everybody in on those? And I'm happy to share that up here as well. I did send it out. Okay. I sent that out as well. So essentially, while she's finding that, there were a few bylaw changes that we were asked to do because we were one of the only groups that had attendance specific for voting. And so we adjusted that. You all approved and said, that's great. We sent it to the county attorney. We got that changed, but there was a few other items that we were asked to adjust and look at, and they were pretty minor things. The one thing I will chat about, are you there? Hey, do you want to chat about the major changes, or do you want me to talk about voting?
I can talk about it.
Yeah.
So, Stephen took issue with a couple things. Mostly, a lot of it was wording. Instead of elected, people are appointed. And then the requirement to be a member, we had that you may not miss more than 2 meetings, consecutive meetings, or 3 in a year. And he questioned how we were gonna monitor that. And so it has been changed to, it's recommended those stipulations. And then the other change is the land agencies have been removed as stakeholders as voting members.
Yes, do you want to talk about why? I'm happy to. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but the land managers, like Brian, and by the way, you fit great between those guys.
Yeah, easily. No question.
Essentially can't vote on a lot of things that we vote about. And so what we've done in the bylaws, and Brad, you're included in this as well, is we've removed, the reason that we want to remove folks from voting positions is we have to have a majority here, which would mean we'd have to have a lot of people to vote. So we'd have to have this group here, this amount of people every time, even in the winter, which is pretty tough to do. So by removing the land managers, which typically don't vote, and Carrie and I talked about this too, I know she's not here, but she's never made a vote. Essentially, she said they can't. And so by removing them from the bylaws, it helps us get that majority a lot easier. And Brian just said, I didn't want to vote anyway. So you're fine with it. I talked to you. So
I'd love to vote on everything.
Yeah.
Make it as complicated as
Uh-huh.
possible.
Yeah, but I chatted with some land managers and they were great with it. And they ended up voting anyway. So
Yeah, with them, our quorum had to be 14 people, and now we are back down to 9
voting members that need to be here.
voting members.
Anything else? You want to adjust? So we will lead right to an action
We
item.
did-
I'm sorry.
I'll just clarify, we did keep, Green County Commission, City of Moab, GCAT, San County, if they ever show up, Southeast Utah Health Department, and Search and Rescue as stakeholders as well. So the agencies are removed, but the local government sort of entities are still voting members.
Perfect. Okay.
So do we have any concern that, I mean, one of the things that makes this group so effective, is the presence of all these land managers. I think it was sort of I always thought of it as sort of an honorary thing, even though they didn't vote. Is there some other way to recognize it, or is there some, what's the incentive? Maybe we've hit that critical mass where, they would just continue coming here.
I will keep I'm gonna pester them. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Then if they show up, I'm gonna come to Brad's house and kind of raise.
It would be so sad. And we've worked so hard to get this representatives of the state parks here, and so forth for that Brad here. So how do we make sure that they just keep coming? And I know they weren't voting, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I said that we were removing them, I kind of had the same thought. And so I'm wondering, and Jacques may or may not be able to speak to this, I'm wondering if we keep them in there and then we have the stakeholders listed and the following are voting members or something.
Non-voting partners, or some other separate
Something
category.
along those lines, so that they're still recognized in the bylaws, and yet not voting members.
You could do something like, you could do something like, say, they're members or stakeholders, but they're ex officio, which just means they don't have the vote.
Okay.
Does it matter?
I'll also
I
add
like that.
that since this is a county committee, Grand County requests the land managers to come to these meetings. Yes, they can say no, but because we are it's the right term, a cooperating land partner, the commission can request that they come, and it holds different weight than if this was just like a nonprofit group. So there is that as well.
Yeah, when you sent that email out, I didn't even know we were ever voting members because we can't vote. So that surprised me when you sent that out.
Okay. Katie, go ahead.
How is it worded in the Sand Flat Stewardship Committee? Because the
What I
BLM
was
is
about to say.
Andrea can tell us how it's
I
worded.
would say that, yes, Katie, the BLM, we cannot vote. The county commission liaison can vote, which is like you were saying, GCAT can vote, or you have a commission, like Jock can vote, right? Yeah, so that's the same. What Stephen is having you do is the same way the stewardship committee's been set up for years.
Okay.
And I
That
think
makes
the
sense.
term is ex officio, that BLM is an ex officio member. So the land agencies would be an ex officio member.
I mean, the cool thing in talking to like Sam with MPS, and he sent me some stuff to chat is they don't, as once they come here and seeing this group of who they get to communicate to and what we've done with it, they don't want to miss it, which is really great. So we formed an awesome group where they wanted to miss it. But I mean, I'll put whatever title anyone wants on there if you know, just to have folks be here. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was just raising that as good. I don't know that it matters. But I do know how important it is to have those folks here and how hard we work to get.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit to us. So I don't see us ever. You can call me ex officio. I don't know what that means. We'll be here.
we'll come find you. Even if you're on the river, we're gonna come pick you up in a jet boat to bring you here. So it's worth it to us to be here. So
then who wants to make a motion?
we just need, so this is where we're at now. It sounds like we're all okay with just the way it currently is for bylaws. So we're at a spot where someone can make a motion to approve the updated bylaws for trail mix.
Updated bylaws listing the landowners as ex officio stakeholders.
Okay.
Because we're not accepting them as is.
Even if you don't know what that word means, you can still. So is there someone that would make a motion, voting member that would make a motion for that? You don't have to remember it all. You can just.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, I love it. Thank you for making the motion. And a second? Matt was first there. So Matt seconds. Everyone that is good with this? Okay. Anyone? Oh, yeah, made discussion. Anyone not good with this? Okay, great. I don't know what I'm doing. Call.
We'll do whatever you tell us to do.
Okay, great. I love it. Okay, bylaws approved. Way to go. We'll let our county attorney know. And Jacques, I think you said that you would pass it along to him that it's approved, and you're going to add it to the next agenda. Is that right, Jacques?
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe if Samantha could just make that change about the ex officio real quick, then I'll get it over to Stephen ASAP.
Yeah, I'll work on it and get it over to you.
Not that she's not going to pay attention to everything in here, but she may have it to you soon, really soon.
Awesome. Yeah, and we have a gender review tomorrow morning, so I just have to submit it by the end of the day today.
Awesome. Our next discussion item is, so those of you voting members, I've asked you to go on and complete the Utah Open Meetings Training Act. It's like, I don't know, what did it take you? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Sorry, say that again.
The training?
Oh, yeah.
The Open Meetings training?
Yeah.
15 minutes or so. And I learned a lot in it, and we're asked any voting member to complete that. So if you could, I'm just going to leave this on the discussion item every month and so just send me a little copy. I've already got it from a few of you. Just send me a copy to show that you are completed and official. And I learned a lot about it. I'm not a formal person, so I learned about some formal things. So it was great. So I'd encourage you to all do that.
Have you recently sent like a link to?
I'll do it again. Yeah, a few months ago, but I'll send it again. Yeah, that'd be great. Someone remind me to do that. I'll do it right at the end. I'm just gonna say. Okay. Yes, totally. All right, we are at a fun section, and I don't see Katie, so apparently you are the master plan discussion point. So we're at the point talking about the master plan. Katie is going to be here. Tyson, let's talk about master plan. And do you have the maps you want us to hold up somewhere?
Yeah, I think the best way to go about that is maybe after the meeting.
Okay.
For anyone who wants to look over the maps and do that, because that could be hours. But in the back of the room, we'll set these up, are the draft master plan trails.
Can you give it just a super quick, like 20-story view of what the master plan is for folks that are just joining this?
Yeah, so Grand County Trails and Grand County Non-Motorized Trails Master Plan, apologies, my spiel on this is a little rusty, is basically kind of a guiding document for Grand County for trails in the county. And it's a little rough this morning. Trails, sorry, been up since 7 this morning.
You're like,
sorry,
she's like, I've been up since 9.
So the master plan is what our department uses to kind of guide us for recreation trails for the future. the last one was done in 2011. Needless to say, we've built a lot of it. There's still some things in it that we haven't got to. But this document basically just helps guide our department. It's not necessarily a land manager document. It is something we work with our land managers to make sure we're not doing anything wrong. But it's also a visioning document for the future. So even if something doesn't necessarily make sense now or work now, we can put it on there. In addition to our recreation side, we also on this one have worked with the city a lot for active transportation connectivity throughout the city and between city and county, because they're very, very similar in some places around our little town. So, so this plan is ongoing until the end of the year, I think. I think not the end, or the end of, is it October? The end of October, I think, is when we're hoping to have it mostly done and be able to present in October and or November to city and county councils for approval. We just had our kind of midterm draft plan open house here at the Grand Center last Thursday. Went really well. A lot of people showed up. Of course, there's some things that are on private land, so a lot of those people showed up and have been calling and emailing as well with concerns, asking what's going on. So we've had great feedback, and we will continue this. So basically, from here, we have a draft master plan. We're still taking input on things that are on it, or if there's things that are missing that are really important, or if there's, yeah, we're taking comments on it still, hence why it's here. And I don't know the next step other than Katie is working with Alta right now still. I don't know when we'll have like our final plan to kind of show. I guess it's September, so it'll be by the next meeting will probably be pretty close to our next draft of it. If that makes sense. Did that make sense? Sorry, I've been up since 7, like I said.
Yeah. Just a rough life last night. A rough life. Can I add something to that? I think I saw a lot of faces at a lot of these faces at the open house. The open house was amazing. You know, this is such a different process for those of you who were around 2 winters ago. I think that was 2 winters ago when we did the amendment, where we tried to do the amendment to the existing non-motorized travel management plan, which included some, you know, for planning purposes, some lines drawn through private property. And the whole process at that point was flawed in a lot of people's minds. It was so neat at this open house to see, you know, a whole group of landowners came in, you know, really pretty early in this process to this open house, and you know, ready to fight, you know, really upset because they had seen these online maps, and so it's really fascinating to just watch the evolution of that as the night went on, and you know, discussing, you know, where we were in the process, why it's important for planning purposes to put this, you know, and just other, you know, things we can do, and you know, the way sometimes these lines can benefit landowners and just alternatives to it. And we saw a lot of, you know, people who were really specific people who were really upset a couple of years ago when we tried this, just really sort of coming around and being a part of the conversation, being a part of this process really early on in the process. And so it was really a cool thing for me to see. I mean, I was fascinated. I was shocked when I first walked in, and I thought there was going to be some fist fights, but and then it just became this really amazing just discussion and conversation.
So I was out of town for that, but I've had lots of questions from some of those landowners towards me, and I've kind of deferred to Katie. Or, you know, I said, Katie can answer this, and I'm not sure what. So what is the message that we, you know, because I'm specifically thinking about master plan, like I really would like to ride my bike from my house south of Spanish Valley into town, right, without getting hit. And I know that one of the hangups is that private ownership and trying to figure out those little byways. What is the message we're telling these landowners that are upset about potential trail?
Well, a lot of the messaging was, you know, at least at this phase, this is just purely conceptual. You know, we're really more talking about point A to point B. You know, we want to connect these points. We want to connect the pathway coming in from the north of town to, say, 200 East. You know, if a map shows that it crosses private property and it's your private property, this is really early on in the discussion. Discussion can go a lot of places like this. It can go, how can this trail system or trail, how can we incentivize this? Is there a, you know, a cash out for an easement, or, you know, if you're hard and fast against it, then, you know, what can we do to move it off your property? And, you know, what didn't happen in the first process was the engagement.
Yeah.
And it's already happened.
Right.
It just happened last week, and now these people are part of the discussion. And that's just such an important piece that was missing last time.
Totally.
And that's one of the things that Alta, the consulting firm that's working with us on this, is they're putting together sort of, you know, a process of how you talk to landowners, you know, and how you share with them, you know, all the benefits that could come out of this. And then, you know, if they just don't want this, then what you do next, you know. And none of these lines represent the county or the city trying to take private property or
Right.
push themselves or exert, you know, eminent domain. It's simply a conversation piece at this point, and the conversation is happening.
Cool.
It's important. Yeah.
Awesome. Reed, oh, sorry. Yeah.
I was at that meeting. Katie informed me that they have just finished negotiating with the landholders along Spanish Valley Drive to Arroyo, the land agreements, and that they should be moving forward. All the land has been
Wow.
secured
Arroyo.
to Arroyo.
That's basically all.
Doc
I need.
and-
Okay.
Says someone who did.
Says the guy that lives on Rocky Road.
That is awesome.
That's great. I hope, yeah, that's, man, I mean, that was one of the reasons that I originally started showing up to Trail Mix. And I think a lot of people just said like, hey, when's this happening? So that's great.
I was just gonna add that I think I heard from Katie Murphy that they did reach out to everybody on the 2011 map, that went through their property to notify them about the process. And so that probably drove the engagement.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And you said the comments are still open?
No, I believe it closed before that
Well,
meeting.
you said you're still taking comments on something.
Just in person, or is it online?
Yeah, mostly for, Trail Mix, we can take comments on the draft master plan, what we have currently.
Okay, great.
The survey map and the online survey is all closed. But people can still come talk to us about this.
Got it.
And so you'll set up all those maps afterwards, and then we can just pet through you with a bunch of questions and ideas and suggestions of anything we didn't already. I know all of you already filled that out, but other ideas. This is so cool, by the way, that we have this kind of guiding plan from 10 years from now, like what we're hoping to connect. And yeah, I hope, like the Spanish Valley, just really hope we can work with land managers. Colin, if you don't want your place listed, we'll jump over your place. We'll do it. No, I really hope it happens. And thank you and Katie, obviously she's not here, but she has been amazing through this whole process. Yeah. So awesome. Yeah.
I was really impressed with your presentation boards. I learned a lot, you know, just options like for crossings.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see a lot of work went into it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, some of it's us, some of it's Alta. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good info on them.
He's been up since 7 working on it.
It's a lot. It's a long day. All right.
Take tomorrow off.
Part-time employee.
Listen, if you're helping Mud Springs, you can wake up at whatever time you want, okay? As long as you're moving that long, you can do whatever you want. So, great. Anything else, other questions or any other?
Curious about cost and who pays for it.
What?
The new plan.
Like who's paying for the plan itself, or who pays for the trails, the actual
The
construction?
installation.
It is very similar to how we currently operate. So a small portion of it is from optional sales tax and the rest comes from the grants. So, and each thing, it's not necessarily like, I think one thing that's a little different, I mean, hey, there's very different things because there's active transportation and recreation trails. So those are two very different dollar amounts, right? Paved paths versus our dirt paths. So all the lines on the plan are kind of just guiding things, kind of like what Colin said, like we want a connector between here and here. And so a lot of the lines for our recreation side that we put on there are purposely kind of straight because they more represent, we want a connector between here and here, not necessarily like we went out and GPS this exact thing. So all these lines still have, at least on the recreation and natural surface side, still have a fair bit of legwork before they can become anything.
Is there any money set aside for gas? Is there money for them already?
No, there might be a little bit. I think we added some of the bar ramp trails that we already have grant money for in there, but basically all of this is much further down the line.
It's kind of like hopes and dreams, and then they will have to be like submitted as individual projects, funding and stuff like that.
Yeah, hopes and dreams, but more like things that we've heard from the community. Trail system interconnectivity. A lot of it's mostly within our existing systems and then connecting them a little better. So as we go along, we have about 3 years of building, 3 to 4 years right now planned out already, that we have grants for a lot of that. And as we kind of work toward getting those completed, we'll start adding in other trails that are ideally within the master plan. They don't, I'll point out something like Captain Ahab was never in a master plan because there's also room within this plan on the rec side to kind of wiggle on things. Like if we, somebody might bring a trail idea to this committee and we might be like, that goes through, or we never even thought of something there. So there's still some opportunities for different trails, but a lot of the stuff that's on these plans is what's really been talked about and guided from the community.
And if you're interested, the in-town stuff, there's on the plan, there's the whole spectrum of, remedies as simple as like a high visibility crosswalk in a certain spot, or, painted sharrows on the roads on certain, where we consider like boulevards, all the way up to like, there's some sort of pie in the sky plans that like separated like multi-use pathways, either side of the valley, and that'll have to be wrapped up into much bigger infrastructure projects or grants.
A lot of the paid for it's gonna be on your station too. I mean,
yes,
or trails on there, maybe fund a lot of those things.
Is there a draft PDF?
Not yet. It's not that. We have to take all the comments we've got from the last meeting and add that. So that will, I'm not sure when that will be.
Could you do like a video walk by it when you set it up later? Something I can look at. I gotta run problems with that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And please thank Katie, Maddie, everyone to help them work on this. It's great to have a guiding light for our trails. It's great. We already talked about the stakeholder discussion, stakeholders versus voting members. Tyson, I'm just going to keep pestering you. Do you want to talk about Mud Springs volunteer dates?
Yeah, something I can actually talk about.
Yeah. You were there this morning.
I've been out there early 7 o'clock last night.
Oh, okay. Wow. See, if you started with that,
Yeah.
if you said that, then it would be
You slept out there?
something different.
No, Mud Springs is going really well. The contractor is, I will cautiously say, ahead of schedule. Potentially with an end date around middle of October for what they have to do. So they're doing pretty great. We do have a lot of volunteer days coming up. Our crew is out there today. Today's their first day on the ground. We have a 3/4 mile segment of the north side of one of the trails that we have to build by hand. They weren't able to build with the machine through that area. So we will be taking volunteers starting, let me make sure I get all my dates right. So for this month, we're basically taking volunteers Tuesday, Wednesdays, starting next week. So 16th, 17th, 23rd, 24th, 30th, and the 1st. We'll be taking just like open call for volunteers. So the meeting location is out at Mud Springs, just off the highway. We'll ask people to meet us there and then try to fit in as few cars as we can to go out, drive out to where we will start work from there.
What time? What time?
9:30. And it's not at the trailhead, so something to know, they're still working on the actual trailhead. If you haven't, you go out, you'll see there's 2 big gravel parking areas out there. But we don't want to meet in the trailhead because any day they could be doing stuff. So we're meeting just off the highway, 9:30, working until our crew's generally out there till 4:30, but you know, if you can only work half a day, that's okay. And if you want to come out and can't make it at 9:30, just get a hold of us. We'll make that more apparent, but we do ask if you can be out there at 9:30. That way we don't have to go back and forth or couple people around. So in addition to those days, we have National Public Lands Day on a Saturday, which is the 27th of September.
I can confirm this.
And October 18th. So those are our 2 Saturday work days that we're doing. Right now, we don't have any beyond the October 1st. That's also our, what are we calling it? Workday Wednesday. So we'll work on the timing with that one because we'll probably send our crew out a little later so we can work in the afternoon or the evening with people. Once we get past that date, we have a lot of volunteer groups already scheduled. So that's why that's kind of the last date we have on this for open call days. There likely will be more open call days in October, but we got to get through a bunch of our volunteer groups before we can send out more. So
the barbecue at that one?
We just certainly got
Press to do ones, man. I do, but you got like a 7-person like Wednesday thing with you.
Might be too many.
Yeah. I'm here to staff to oversee that many. But if all of you want to do some work and get trained in trails, we could get bigger groups for sure.
I'll bring a barbecue out for that one. Evening is good. That's an evening thing, right?
That one will be, it will go into the evening, which the evening at that point, I think is dark at 7-ish. So it won't be too late. It'll be mostly afternoon kind of thing, but yeah.
And we'll send out stuff to Serene. Maybe you can just let me know behind the scenes on that. Then we'll send something out to all the Trail Mix folks and invite them, and happy to help pitch in with the food stuff as well. It is so cool to be part of a crew that's building a trail. And just for those of you that are maybe newer, this will be one of the first, almost I guess, majorly machine built, adaptive friendly NICA trails, and the only official, once we get it done, the only official real single track trail in San Juan County, since they really haven't been using the ones in town in Monticello. So it's huge.
Well, we've got some single track. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy there with it. You're talking about the Tug Springs.
No. we're not.
So it's huge to be a part of. I really encourage you to put this on your calendar, and even if you can go out for a few hours and help. And it's so cool when you're done with the trail and you're writing it, and you're like, I put in this water bar here. I helped with this corner. Joy hefted a 300-pound rock on her shoulder by herself as part of the Pipe Dream rebuild. I remember that. So that's like huge. I call it Joy Rock anytime I go over it. It's really huge. So really encourage you to be part of this. Anything else with this, Tyson?
The NICA season is going right now. We're 2 races in, and in our region, there's actually a young man on an adaptive cycle. And they have to adapt the last 2 races. So they actually get how amazing is that to have for these machines, and then we won't have, of course, we have a day set aside to make it, because they're always at races. A day to make it in their families.
days to come as well. I'm excited out to that. Cool. May as well. Get after it.
That might be all I have to
You
say.
can be, you can be.
Mark has a question.
Yeah,
Do you see most of the work being bench cutting and?
it's all bench cutting. It is excellent volunteer work because it's very much like, do this 10,000 times. It's not like a lot of our volunteer work is really like it changes from every 5 to 10 feet from lining to rock work to something else. So this is great for volunteers and it's really great for us to bring on volunteers so we don't just destroy our crew.
You have routes kind of flagged out and kind of.
Yeah, it'll be super well flagged out and we'll be there working. We work with volunteers all the time to educate on how to do it. And so we also teach the whole time as we're doing it as well.
So if you don't know how, you've never built trails, you don't know how, this is a great one to come to. You know what I'm saying? And if you're an expert at it, it's also a great one to come to. Yeah. You know, it's a win-win. There. It's gonna be great.
Beyond that, we're working on phase 2 of Mud Springs with the BLM. Still, we met with the Council of the Milk Vetch. Carrie can actually say their real name because there's 3 plants that they watch over. It went pretty well. Beyond that, we're kind of waiting to hear back up from that with future design of it. Master plan going great. Definitely, we're like, you know, we have like our like nose just above water on the master plan and Mud Springs, but we're doing a lot of doggy paddling to get through it. So our office has been busy lately. Beyond that, one more thing with the master plan that I need to add is it's not on these maps, but something else that's going to be a part of this is the historic trail inventory. And so Marty and some others in here would be great to do with y'all. Basically, we want to create a digital inventory of a lot of these historic trails that are in the area that, you know, were used for moving cattle in the area or whatever it is. There's just not, from everything I've found, not a good digital source for that. And some of these trails are getting to an age where they're starting to vanish. The old juniper logs are falling out and things are kind of going away. So it's mostly just an inventory for now because we don't necessarily have like anything set as like to go out and improve these, but could be potential future trail opportunities that we'd like to just kind of get the digital plan around. So on that, volunteer days, our crew just started today. Super excited. We've been working with the state trail crew. They've been out there for just over a week now and they're doing really good work. Moving right along. So we have this 3/4 mile of a segment that pretty much everything's on pause until we're done with this piece. But if we get the volunteers that we believe we're going to get, it gets done. Hopefully we can get Mud Springs open a little earlier than we planned.
Whoa.
We might actually have a little bit of a season out there this fall before it closes the end of November. So that's it. And other news, not sort of GCAT related, not GCAT related. Moab Mountain Bike Association they've been doing a fall race series. And next week on Tuesday evening, we'll be racing out at the Moab Brands. So if you're going out to do a ride at the Brands next Tuesday, be aware there might be some people trying to ride really fast in the circle out there.
Where are you riding? What trail are you?
Starting from the trailhead, Rusty Spur, Sidewinder, Deadman's, Barbie, Lazy, back to the trailhead. So kind of an advanced course. We are going to have a NICA discount for this next race. So for the kids to get out there, that'll be discounted. Currently it's a $30. It's $30 to participate in these, and it kind of acts as a Moab Mountain Bike Association fundraiser. But it's like fully permitted, full chip timing system. So it's kind of good in that regards. But wanted to just make a note that will be happening next week.
I heard that we have a member here that got on the podium. There might have only been 3 in this category, but he got on a podium, is what I heard.
He got a lot higher on the podium. I didn't have to step very high. It's just
That's awesome. Great. Anything else?
That's, I think, all.
Okay. Let's, before we move solidly into member reports, just out of curiosity and,
Joy.
oh yeah, Joy, sorry, Joy.
I just emailed both the volunteer days, and the National Public Lands Day information to Trail Mix, so
Great.
hopefully this will get to all of your guys' emails. So,
Thanks, Joy.
Mhm.
You're awesome. Diego, and others who are just here, just really quick question before we go into member reports. What was it that made Trail Mix and participate today?
Yeah, I started work in town building trails with Tyson. And I've been an active user for a long time. Yeah, feeling like I'm at a point in my Moab time to give back in a way. Yeah,
Awesome.
so yeah, we'll get involved.
Really happy to have you here.
I got the same thing. I've been here for 4 or 5 years now. Just, I've got time and I want to get more involved.
Awesome. We're just really happy to have you. I mean, there's not a limit to who comes to Trail Mix. We want everyone to come, and we want everyone to have a voice, and so I'm just really so happy you guys decided to come, and encourage you to come more and help out with these things. So thank you. Thanks for coming. Great. Okay, let's officially go into member reports now. So we've got GCAT covered, unless.
Oh, I was trying to get Samantha's attention.
Oh, but did you have anything? Do you have anything to add for that, for the whole
Are we doing
GCAT
GCAT report?
department?
The whole department?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You have anything to add? You also can, you know.
No, I mean, I do.
Let's hear it too.
I was really just waiting for Banana Bread, though.
Oh, yeah. Come on. So people
Like, that's
online,
what I wanted.
sorry, Jacques. I feel like we need to bring Jacques some of this because he's just, he can just keep.
You're welcome to bring me some, Brendan, after the meeting.
Yeah, I got you, Jacques. Save a few pieces.
So I guess I manage the Trail Ambassador Program. For those of you who might not know, it is funded through the end of the year, and there's now a working group which was established at the last commission meeting, and the goal is to help guide it in its future direction as it leaves the county for 2026.
Okay.
Is that official? It's leaving the county?
I can speak to that more if you want, Anna.
Yeah, go ahead, Jacques.
Yeah, I think the rating is on the wall. I don't think it's official until it's not funded for next year, but I think the majority of the commission have made it very clear that they're not interested in keeping the Trail Ambassador Program in the county, unfortunately, in my opinion. And so the working group, I helped found the working group to give the Trail Ambassador Program every chance it can get to succeed outside the county and to see how the county can participate in ensuring its success. For example, what assets we would send along with the Trail Ambassador Program, whether it's vehicles or whatever. Also, potential funding sources that we might be able to help seed the program with at its next spot. And then we're also working with various groups who have indicated that they're interested in watching the Trail Ambassador Program succeed. There's a few nonprofits in town that are helpful. CNHA has been great. I think the Friends of Canyonlands and Arches have sent a participant. We're talking to a couple of other groups. The health department's been especially helpful. As you guys probably know, they've funded they've partially funded Mariah's position at the Trail Ambassadors for the last few years. And they have indicated that they're very interested in helping it succeed, maybe even as a home for the Trail Ambassadors, at least temporarily or for the foreseeable future. So it's a group of concerned folks, including Commissioner McCandless and myself, and obviously Anna and Maddie and other folks at the county and some others who are working hard to get us to the next level.
And Jacques, when you say leaving the county, you don't mean it's going to leave Grant County. You mean the county funding is leaving.
It's not going to continue under the auspices of Grant County.
Right. But hopefully, if it can remain and get funding, external funding sources, it will still. We'll still see their smiling faces at all.
That's the hope. And so we're working through perhaps what the next
group will have, but there will come a call for fundraising in order to support certain areas of programming. You know, we've lost the biking ambassadors for the remainder of 2025. Do you want that to come back? There might be a call for fundraising efforts on that. And there might be a call for fundraising efforts for climbing ambassadors, certainly for hiking and OHB, though we have received some grants for some of that. So we don't know. I predict that it won't operate at its full scope that we had been operating at previously. But my hope is to retain our hiking and our OHB ambassadors. Those are two large groups. And then as the community, you know, as the community wills it, maybe our biking and maybe our.
Okay. Well, please keep updating us and we want your help. We do want to see those smiling faces, like you said. So, anything else from GCAT?
Hey, thanks to Emily for being out doing paleo monitoring today at Mud Springs.
Emily,
Found nothing.
I'm really excited to see her back here already.
good. She might have been paid to say that, but she didn't find out. We're lucky to have you on all sides, Emily. Okay, Katie, let's start with you. Katie, BLM, Katie.
Okay. Yeah, BLM Katie, not planning Katie. So I know
Yeah.
Carrie has some updates about Mud Springs and e-bikes, but I just wanted to say that the BLM has started getting a right of way for the Pipe Dream Trail. So I remember, Brendan, a couple months ago, you raised that issue about possible disposal of public lands. And we do have some, not that anything's happening now, but we do have some lands in the valley that, you know, are, I guess, tagged, or they could be disposed of, not saying that they could. So, and Pipe Dream, as Brendan pointed out, does go through those. So we are securing a right of way to the BLM for the portions of Pipe Dream that are on BLM. And this would mean that should those lands be disposed of, the right of way for the bike trail would stay. So I want to thank you, Jacques, for pointing that out, and we are taking care of that. And then I also, any questions on that?
Thank you for working on that. Like when I saw that, this list of disposal plans, that was one of the things definitely that made me nervous. One of our favorite trails. So
well,
thank you for
that's
working on
why
that,
we
Katie.
come to these meetings, to get everybody's ideas and stuff like that. And it's our realty people that are actually doing the work. So we have to thank them. But, you know, that's why we want all eyes on all things, right? So thanks, Trail Mix and Brendan. Now, the second item, and I did talk to Tyson about this. Some of you may have heard, there have been quite I don't know how many, but there are still some people getting confused about Fisher Towers versus Red Onion. And apparently, one of the search and rescue members went up and really tried to hone in on where people were getting off. The sign at the intersection appears to be very fine. But what people are doing, he thought, and search and rescue, or Tyson, correct me or jump in, where people are coming back from Fisher Towers and maybe they're already dehydrated and addled and not thinking straight, they see a social trail going off to the west and they follow it. Before they know it, they're on Red Onion. So, you know, this could have some pretty serious implications that we want to jump on and take care of. So just wanted to mention that.
Anything to add, Scott or Tyson? Okay, all right. Thank you, Katie. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. So glad that you joined us virtually. Thank you for being here. Carrie.
I think Tyson already covered a lot of the Mud Springs updates, but yeah, we are working on possibly getting a better idea of where Sioux Isley Milk Fetch habitat is, and phase 2 of Mud Springs where we can and can't build trails to avoid sensitive plant species.
What percentage do we have to adjust based off of this sensitive? species.
We don't want to target. So.
I'd like to be involved with all calls in Parkland Springs, but not this one. But you guys do, that's okay. So,
I think there's a few trails that Tyson has already conceptualized that we'll probably have to modify to bypass occupied habitat. And now it's just looking more at like what is suitable habitat so that when Tyson does design a trail, we don't later find out that it's be in an area where put your story. So more to come on that, but I think the good news is we were able to get the attention of the interdisciplinary or agency conservation team that's working on it, so that we can make sure we're doing the right thing. That's good. I know it's not what you want to hear about it.
Thank you for helping with it.
Yeah. And then, we did get trailhead gravel put down. I think we're going to go out next week and take a look at where we want to start delineating using post and cable and boulders, and then the toilets scheduled to be put in next week. Not sure what a date for sure next week. So
the $1 million toilets, the golden toilets.
Yeah.
So
and Maddie and Jeremy Buck, one of our rangers, are working on signs for the trailhead. Yeah, we're moving right along.
awesome. We did get, I'm sure you saw it, Carrie, but we did get a, the NICA team is very much excited about this trail. So they wanted to go out and look at it. A family went out there and just about got creamed on that because it's so scary. I don't know if you guys have been out there, it's before you go up the big hill south of town.
Yeah.
And so there's truck traffic coming this way and this way with no turn lane.
Yeah.
And it's just pretty scary. And so it was by a surveyor who said, just use this turn, and they sent it in. So it's a great, I know someone had talked about that as well, so we didn't have to put an official turn lane, but I don't know if you could pass it along.
Yeah, no, thanks for bringing it up, Brendan. I think you were definitely well aware of that, and I think we have been since the beginning. We did go out 2.5 years ago with UDOT and identified the project happening and our concerns with the turn into there. As you can imagine, UDOT has a lot of similar locations throughout all the land, all the work that they have to do, and so they know about it. Matt McDonald with San Juan County is also aware and has been talking to UDOT. We just don't have a set plan or date of when we can do anything about it.
Let's just make sure we keep passing that along. I know with UDOT, sometimes it's the number of the ways that you pester them before they say like, oh, we should do something.
Sure. And so I think with that though, the 22nd coming up Monday, the 22nd, we are going to meet on site with all partners, Grand County, San Juan County, UDOT, the Foundation for America's Public Lands, and many others to just talk through project status and updates and what are the needs. And I think that's the glaring need. And it feels like, hopefully, fingers crossed, we did get Dan Hinckley and another UDOT representative to rearrange their schedules to show up out there on the 22nd. So I think the hopefully it may come down to what can we do to help move this along, right? Like we can come up with funding opportunities, grants, or something like that to help support a more safe and conducive turn into the area.
Okay.
But I think other than that, just e-bike EA, nothing really more to say than we're still hoping to have it out and finalized by the end of September. We will have it out and finalized by the end of September. Yeah, I think I mentioned it at the last Trail Mix meeting, but speaking of Fisher Towers, we are putting in a short loop trail out of Fisher Towers to again help alleviate some of the trampling that's happening of a scurvy plant that's up there. So trying to keep people from just cutting cross country to go to places straight from the trailhead and actually giving them a trail to hike that'll loop around the area. So that's happening as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Carrie. Anybody just I heard our first official yawn, which means we need to stand up. Everyone stand up. Everyone stand up and stretch before we get through the rest of our. Give us a yoga move we can do. Okay, so give us a yoga move we can do.
Oh, it's not yoga,
Faith?
but
Just do what
cracks
Faith
her
do.
back, which is nice.
Do what Faith do. She's on big slack lines. So just be like Faith. Okay, thank you. Brian.
All right, question first on the Mud Springs project that I just kind of like just dawned on me. I've been thinking about it like, well, how am I gonna, and from a search and rescue standpoint, look at this project, and then I'm like, oh, what do I start? That's in San Juan County. Now that said, we do a lot of rescues in San Juan County, out at Dead Horse Point and up in Ola South and things like that. So I'd be kind of curious if anyone with that project has tied in with them at all, because I know how mountain bikers are and.
I think the connection was through Cody.
Perfect.
So we had Cody sit down some of the planning meetings and, so I feel like provided somewhat of a search and rescue perspective, but to my knowledge, we haven't specifically reached out to anyone, but I can definitely do that.
I'd be happy to be part of that conversation too.
Okay.
I've got the contact of the lead SAR representative for San Juan County, and we could definitely continue to build bridges with that community as well.
Sure.
So,
okay.
Cool. All right, Brian.
I don't have a ton to add, but GCAT wrapped up their summer work with us. We built our last bridge on the Burro Pass Trail, on the foot trail section of it. And it looks great. It's over what a lot of times the dry part of the creek. So people are like, why did you build a trail there or a bridge here? But it does run. And so it's kind of nice to have it. So had a great summer working with them. Saw the post that you guys put up. With like a lot of good stuff happened up there on the mountain this summer. And then we have a little bit of funding left over in that agreement and hoping to extend that. So I started working on that, which is usually a really easy process. But we have something called the Department of Government Efficiency now that makes things super efficient. I'll say about that. So it's a lot bigger process. I was blown away. I haven't done it yet. They're like, oh, it's like a 5-page thing I have to fill out now. I just need a 2-minute discussion with somebody. So I'm hoping we can roll that money over to FEW. But anyway, they have a good summer up there at GCAT. Our trail crew is on until October 18th. There's still some debate over whether they're going to let people stay on longer than their 6-month season. So we'll do that. Right now, it looks like most of our trail work will be done by the 18th. And the first 2 weeks of October, I don't even want to mention this because you hear from Colin over here. We're going to work on the Trans-LaSalle for 2 weeks, which I was going to put out there as like, I think we should do some volunteer work, but then Mud Springs has taken over everybody's attention. But we are going to be on the Trans-LaSalle for 2 weeks. So if people are interested, coming up are the new exit trail.
Colin will show up.
So it comes off the Trans-LaSalle trail and then down to the Loop Road. The whole new trail.
But
wow.
I mean, which part of the Trans-LaSalle?
It comes off right by the springs, Two Springs.
Two Springs exit trail.
Yeah. So it's a little hard to get to, which is why it's taking so long to build, and it's like a little bit of a UTV ride to get in there. So, but we are gonna, the state crew's gonna be with us that first week, so September 29th through the 3rd, I think, or whatever, just October. We'll have both the crews there that week, and then following week we'll just be the Forest Service crew. But if there is people interested in helping with that, let us know.
We can put it out for anyone interested. I'm assuming your crew will be camping on site. Yeah, because that's definitely a bigger, different volunteer effort. So we could still put it out there.
I'm definitely interested in people that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let me know. Like we can, yeah, be like Monday through Thursday, basically.
Please send that to me, Brian, so I can get that out to everybody. So
yeah, the second week of October, we won't have anyone. You said the first 2 weeks of October, or the 3 weeks. We won't have anyone the next, so we can definitely push that. Yeah, we want to see that done. Much.
Awesome.
That's good. And then one thing, just a reminder that we came out of stage 2 fire restrictions, but we're still in stage 1, which means you can have fires in our campgrounds, but that's it. Where we're at.
Okay, loop road stuff, I
I wrote that down. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't get an email this week, but Zach went up today and he called me from Warner and said they weren't working, so he went right through. So maybe we're gonna have to know.
Yeah, we've been back and forth with, the liaison. They are done closing the road
Really?
as far as, well, for the most part. No, they have one thing left to do, and it's put some seal on the road that they have to spray. They're aiming for Thursday and Friday. They have finally considered us in their road closing plans after so much pestering to consider us. So yeah, they're thinking, last he reached out was Thursday and Friday. I don't know if they're gonna close the road next Thursday and Friday, it's 17th. I don't know if they're gonna close the road or just have it flagged one direction or the other, but that's the only possible closure remaining. Full closure.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Brian. Sam could not be here, but just if you have any NPS National Park Service questions or things you want me to pass along to them, I told them I would. NPS stuff. I just said more trails than NPS. That's what I said. So, okay. Brad.
I'll admit the last 2 weeks I've been on vacation.
Good for you.
Yeah, thanks. My best good mountain bike friends from Alaska came down to visit so I could keep those collarbones intact but still rip their faces off.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I did this, show them around the area, riding trails. I talked to Michael to hook us up with some stuff that I wasn't familiar with. And then park-wise, I have spent a lot of time self-educating on everything there is to know about everything there is to know on water rights.
That.
Division of drinking water and all the site sample plans I have to have approved. And we're making our way. It's just time consuming. We are doing, I don't know how familiar y'all are with Russian thistle, but we're spending a lot of time with that. That is the bane of our existence. Still doing a trail inventory for myself and Ben. I don't get to do that as much as I want. There's just a lot of operations that when you get a brand new thing that don't exist.
Yeah.
Like you just have to rebuild them from the ground up. So that just takes time. So we understand that. October 16th, myself and maybe Megan are going to meet with UDOT for a scope of work meeting for the paved trail that's going to connect us to the Moab Giants.
Cool.
And so pretty stoked about that because self-serving, I can ride my road bike now from our house. I did that one time and I swear I'd never. It's 2.5 miles. It's like, I'm surprised I survived. It's absolutely insane.
But any more discussion on how they crossed the highway there?
The last, and this has been a little bit, like
Yeah.
they were looking to go under that bridge.
They were? Okay.
But I don't know that that's,
Yeah.
you know,
I know it's hard.
You know, we'll find out more probably
Cool.
on the 16th. So
Please tell us.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
really exciting opportunity.
yes, I think so. Yeah, close to that area. Yeah. And then I saw pictures of it, but I was like brand new here when I sat on that meeting, and like I didn't know what I was looking at. I don't know what side of the road this is on, what bridge it was. We're also, we're pushing our programming a lot, so we're starting to see a lot more people show up for us, which is really nice.
Cool.
Campgrounds started to become a lot more busy, and yeah, that's pretty OG.
That's we're glad that you got to ride some of the trails that you have here.
Oh yeah.
I did get an email asking about the new state park, if there's going to be e-bike trails like there are on the rest of the state parks. I'm not sure if you have had people asking about that.
Yeah, eventually we'll have mountain bike trails and we allow e-bikes.
Great.
And so I want to lean really hard into adaptive trails.
Yeah.
And specifically to get us over to Clonzo, Now, the argument on however that works is
Yeah.
different, but I would love to be able, once again, this all sounds very self-serving. To drive to my house. Great. It just happens to be that way. It's not fault me. But there's a bunch of opportunity for that. But it's just going to take time.
Some folks to talk to about that, in case you wonder.
Yeah, and I have all of that information.
That's awesome. Cool, we'd love
It's
to
just
have
a matter of being able to, I want to button up the grant that already exists.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like it's a holy crap thing, but like the trails out there, looks like I dropped spaghetti on the floor. And then trying to like, okay, I'm on Copper Ridge, but then like, oh, I don't know how I got over here. And I'm trying to, well, how many Copper Ridge signs do I have?
Totally.
And so it just takes a little bit of like getting to learn it. And so once I get that grant, and that's what's left.
Cool.
And once we have that signed, the next thing that is absolutely on my mind is how can we build hiking and biking trails? Because we're really not that far. Nobody's coming out to hike with me except for the dinosaur. Like oddly enough, I don't have anybody going out to Muzzleload to just hike that from one end to the other.
Have you, expressed your ideas, on the master plan?
I have not.
Well, we've got some.
We don't have a meeting yet, but one of our tasks this week is to reach out to all of our land managers, have meetings with them about it. So we will be reaching out to you.
I only have it in conceptual, like I have only just kind of danced through the areas that I thought might, but I just haven't been able to vote.
Cool. Well, that's what a lot of the master plan is. It's just kind of ideas, even if it's 20 stories. So that's great. Excellent. What else do you have for us?
Yeah, this is a great group.
Yeah. I mean, most are pretty good. You have to clarify most.
Right. I'm getting into calling that.
Right.
Add something
Yeah.
that, I mean, if you were to put in designated hiking trails, people will come.
Yeah.
This area is like, you know, people are looking for more things to do.
The thing that like.
It's another reason to bring folks to your park.
For sure. We have a weird thing that kind of hangs us up. And that is you have to cross the wash to get to most of our park. And I have learned that I think a lot of people hate the forest out here. Because they don't care about that wash. I pulled 3 consecutive Toyota Camrys out. And so that's like a thing, right? Like I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way. It's not going to stop us from building trails. But like that's for the layperson coming through town. Like I'll be pointing out later.
No.
If I can. But yes, you're right. Very much like we like to develop the quarry. So like we absolutely have like we need to interpret this and we need to show people such a unique aspect that we have like right here.
Cool.
But it's just in a line of a lot of things. And
yeah.
There's.
Yeah. Well, we're so lucky to have you here and to give us the update on everything happening. Please let us know how we can support you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much, Brad. Great. Jacques, I know you said we were having some connection issues. Can you hear us? Do you want to report out anything?
Yeah, I can hear you, Brendan. I was just going to report on what we'd already talked about with the Trail Ambassador working.
I know.
Wait. I think you turned the volume.
No. Jacques, are you there? Are you alive?
Yeah, you can't hear me. Got it?
Okay, now we can do that again.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to say the only thing that I had was the report that we've already discussed on the Trail Ambassador Working Group.
Okay.
And we have a next meeting for that on Wednesday morning, and we'll try to keep doing that weekly until we need not to.
Awesome. Thank you, Jacques. Appreciate you. And heal up quick, please. Patrick couldn't be here. He's receiving a vehicle. I don't know what that meant, but he did give some feedback. I got to follow. It was really fun this morning. We biked to school today, and I got to follow his daughters rollerblading, like 1,000 miles an hour on that parkway. It was terrifying to me. And one of the things that did really scare me was that crossing, the 300 South Bridge crossing, where right now they have, near the vet, have to be the construction. And so he said he's working on getting more high visibility crossing for that area because it just seems scary, especially watching his kid go out there at 20 miles an hour on rollerblades crossing that street. So they're working on that, and then also they I think now have a smaller tractor to get into Robin Bruff, that little kids bike park. Or I shouldn't say it's just for little kids. The little bike park, Robin Bruff Bike Park. And so they're working on getting that all. They're hoping to have that complete as well, which is really great. So thanks, Patrick, for those updates. Okay, Scott. Tell us how things are going this far in this fall.
We're
Rescues and other things.
doing more business than we did last year.
You are, wow.
So we just wrapped up call 92 yesterday. Had two climbers up on Castleton Tower that either didn't take a long enough rope or know how to ascend a rope when they got in trouble. So we went and helped them out. And it kind of ties into the other update I really wanted to give too, which is the Back from Beyond podcast is now available.
Oh, it is.
And you can find that on all the major platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And it's, if you know where to look on Discover Moab, you can maybe find it.
Back from Beyond?
Yeah, and episode 1 is conveniently about Castleton Tower rescue, where two climbers ran into issues. So yeah, if you guys, give that a like and a share or whatever, we'd love to get that information out there more.
Cool. I'm looking at 3 episodes right now.
Yeah, I think there's 2. There's a total of 6 that'll be dropping. And
Jacques, did you have a question about that or a comment?
No, I was going to say, well, I've been recovering. I listened to that first episode and it was fantastic. And the climbers that Scott had to rescue yesterday, if they'd have listened to that, then they wouldn't have gotten in trouble probably. And my 11th grade daughter listened to it with me and she loved it too. We were both riveted. So it's really cool. It's in conjunction with KZMU and the county. It's definitely listen to it.
I'm subscribed.
There you go. Another great call. We don't always get to actually save somebody's life, but we definitely pulled one off on Porcupine Rim last month. And I just love to, you get one of those maybe once or maybe twice a year. So shout out to the crew. And then obviously Classic Air Medical for all their assistance too. I mean, that's kind of how we don't climb Castleton Tower to go save people. We just fly up there. It's way easier.
I gotta climb that. I gotta watch them do a practice thing of that, and it was blown away.
It's pretty amazing. There's not a lot of landing area up there.
No.
Let's see, last month we did get our grant to purchase 2 more UTVs. So hopefully I'm going to be able to convince the county to budget the small match that they need to that will allow us to bring those to do away with our 20-year-old machines and have something more updated. So that's super fun. And then we hope to show off a couple of those at the Outer Bike next month. We're looking forward to hanging out there and hopefully educating people on mountain bike accidents. And I did want to mention that with the fall season, and I think this is when smart people go mountain biking versus like July, August. We'll probably see, we typically see more calls, and I'm trying to reach out to all the different shuttle organizations to get updated information to their customers, to educate them on search and rescue things, much like I would Samantha, I think had an excellent model, example of that. And I have had response from a couple of people, but if you know, people that are running a shuttle business from out, know that I would love to just provide information, to assist the people who are going out there that could potentially need our services. That's what I've got.
Cool. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. And I'm excited to hear your connection with the Mud Springs, San Juan County folks, and we're glad to have you now officially as a voting member in our bylaws. So thank you.
I don't have to vote.
You don't have, well, we might twist you around, but then you have to. Jonathan is not able to be here with us for the health department. He has some sick kiddos and he didn't have anything to pass along. Andrea, what do you have for us from Sandplant?
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna call.
I'm going to now. You're here, so.
Oh, I wish I'd known. What are we doing? Well, I have a lot going on this week with, budget and stewardship committee meeting. And we just went out this morning and met with the motorized trail committee to look at the proposal that Cliff Coons and the MTC is bringing back concerning a possible connector trail between Slick Rock and Fins. So we went out there and looked at that, two different ideas out there actually. And so we'll be talking about that at the stewardship committee meeting this week. We're also going to talk to the stewardship committee about the non-motorized trails master plan. And I was told by Katie that I needed to get things to her by the end of September because I guess there's some meeting with the city, but I mean, there's more time, but she said ideally. So it's all kind of new to them. I mean, my stewardship committee, I've sent them the maps and stuff, but we had to have a discussion. We only meet quarterly.
Sure.
So I don't know, maybe we've already met like 6 times this year. So maybe we need to start changing that, unfortunately, but a lot going on. My seasonals are coming back. I have a lot of the same people for years, so it's awesome. I mean, 6 to 20 years, including Matt is one of my seasonals for at least 6 years.
You could do better. Yeah, you say that.
The commission approved Mark Finley working with us again to do a film this fall on Old Growth Forest of the Colorado Plateau is the working title. So we want to focus on the pinyon juniper forests in Sand Flats and other places and just try to keep getting the message out there about people not breaking off limbs and burning them or just breaking off limbs and not burning them because then they finally see our signs. But anyway, we have it in our introductory Sand Flats video, but we're just trying to keep reaching people. And I don't know if you know, but we fund films to be on the local Channel 6 TV every year. We have 3 running right now that Sand Flats pays for, and those are in over 4,500 accommodations in San Juan, Emery, and Grand County. So we just, we have our website with social media like everyone else, but we're just, trying to keep that information out there to visitors before they get here or, when they're here.
Numbers up, down, or the same?
Oh, we're down about in revenue, and it did correlate to the visitation. We're down about 1.5%. We were down 2.5% through May. May got hotter earlier. So we were, still it's not that much money. We're down like $10,000-$12,000. I mean, we bring in about close to 800,000. So over the course of the year, well, 700 to 800 depends on the year. But so I'm not too worried about it yet. Not that much. I mean, we were up 8% last year over the year before. So, you can't go up 8% every year. It's kind of insane. I'm sure there's more, but anyway, what? Oh yeah, we have 7 new campsites. Oh, maybe you don't know, but the Raptor Route parking area, that was built this winter and people are really liking that. I'm always seeing mountain bikers sitting under that shade structure after they've done the Hestrel this time of year, and we have the 2 new toilets there. And so we removed 6 campsites when the BLM came and helped us build that. So now the BLM and my staff have added 7 more campsites. They're in Camp Loops B, C, and D. So that'll help.
Lower down?
Bobcat.
Or in the same zone?
No, they were in H, so now they're down in B, C, and D. Yeah, we just wanted to, because those loops had enough toilets and stuff to add a few more to them. Anything else I'm forgetting, Matt? Oh, the dinosaur thing.
Found dinosaurs.
Emily's been working with me one day, went out there and looked, and I've been out there with Lee Powell, Freeman Heavy Equipment Operator, my staff, FTC, and we're planning, more tracks that have been exposed over the last year plus, and so we need to bring out the boulders that are there. We need to add about 1,000 feet of probably post and cable, and we also have this idea we're looking at for buck and rail fence, but made out of pipes instead of wood.
Cool.
So we're working with Lee Powderman at the BLM on that, and my staff. So yeah, a lot of fun
Lots
things.
going on.
I could go on and on if I. Anyway, that's enough.
Where is this? What about?
Oh, on the Hell's Revenge, there's that dinosaur.
Oh, up in that.
Yeah, that's so
Oh,
there's
got it.
already tracks with the boulders, but they're just on both ends. Some of it's on Sitla. So we're working with them, and then
Got it. Okay.
yeah. And so Emily's been out there, and ironically, after we were out there, we had one dinosaur track that you think a big vehicle maybe parked on and it cracked out. It was on Sitla, but it's a really nice sauropod-like creature.
Yeah.
A pretty long track site is on the Sitla portion, but people are just, they're driving on it, they don't know what's there, and so we need to barricade it.
The paving, is that going?
Well, I will apply again this fall, but
Okay.
anyway, I don't have very big hopes. We rated really poorly last time, so my search committee wants to change it and I've talked to the road department about that. I met with them too, maybe we're gonna not apply for it going all the way to the stock tanks. And maybe apply for it just going to Falcon Flow parking lot, apply with bike lanes and just say, we're gonna do a separated path with other funding and just focus on getting the road paved that far and, keeping the dust down the campgrounds and all of that. So I think we will write it that way. And then NOFO for that opens like in October for the RAISE grant, which is now called the BUILD grant. And then there was another one, but I still haven't figured out the timeline on that. I have to actually talk to a person because I'm not, but that's another one that's like winter. So, yeah, I will be applying again.
Okay.
I had a fabulous ride up on Kestrel Run a few nights ago and did it out and back, came back down to the parking area. Nobody was around and it started raining and I was sitting under the shade structure and that metal roof just makes the most relaxing. I just sat there until it was dark and I was like, I guess I should go home. It was really nice. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Another cool thing that happened, but it's over now. But anyway, there's another star party coming. We had 2 this summer. I went a scorpion walk last week and that was awesome. It's awesome to go there. I went, oh, were you on it? Well, we had a lot of people. We had 21 people. We found 7 scorpions.
Yeah.
Oh, 7? It was, well, I think one might have been a repeat, but on the way back. And so that was wonderful. A ranger from he's manager, Andrew Spracky from Goblin Valley State Park came and did the talk. And it was really, really fun. So if you have black lights, Falcon Flow is a good trail to walk on at night, looking for scorpions. And Science Moab will have another star party up at Sand Flats in the Slick Rock parking lot September 18th. It's a Thursday. So that will be the last dark sky event we'll do this year happening at Sand Flats. And it was great to partner with state parks on all these. Part of our dark sky park application process.
Cool. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, yeah.
Glad that you're here, Andrea. And thank you. And I'm with Tyson. I enjoy that area a whole lot. So thank you for taking care of it for us up there. Thank you. Okay, so now we're on to our individuals and members. So I'll start. This is actually really cool. So I always like to talk about really cool things, but Outer Bike is coming up first weekend of October, and we hit up all the businesses in Moab and said we want to build 20 to 30 bikes for kids in Moab and then kids in the Navajo Nation who don't have bikes between 1st and 3rd grade. And businesses have been fantastic. So we're almost at 11 grand of 12 grand that we've made. So we're the very first day, all of your bikes. So I'm telling you, very first day of Outer Bike, October 3rd, at 1:30, we're gonna do this, kid bike build. So we're gonna build it right down to the big tent. And if you haven't been to this, we didn't do it last year. We build all the bikes, and then, Jason Taylor with Western and Mobile Adventure Center is gonna help us. We're bringing it to the Multicultural Center, like at Peasant Bikes, and the rest of them are going to Navajo Nation, just, let's see, I think she said 12 miles south of New Mexico, where they're going to a whole bunch of kids that need it. And there's a group there that helps the kids maintain and learn about bike maintenance and trails out there, which is really cool. So you're all invited. So
Go ahead,
I
Andrew.
was gonna say, how do folks donate to that?
I'll send it out if you want. I'll send it out. Amongst other things, we've got $1,000 still to go, or $1,200 still to go. So we'd love to have businesses or others. We list the businesses both at Outer Bike and then here that have donated to this. So yeah, I'll send it out today, and we'd love to have you. And obviously, and also, if we donate more, they'll bring more bikes, so we could potentially build more than the 20 or 30 that we identified. So.
Do you know how the local kids are getting picked or identified?
Yeah, we're letting the Multicultural Center do it. They know, they have a pretty good idea. And she, Brady was like, well, what if they get left out in the rain? And I was like, of course they're kids. Of course they're going to be left out in the rain. You know, just like which kids will ride it, which families need it, and which kids will ride it. And so, so anyway, I'm really excited about it.
What's the name of the group?
Candade is the group. We're going to do it at Outer Bike, but Candade right here is the group that does it. They're super rad. We've partnered with them for the last 3 or 4 years of Outer Bike, but this time we've just donated money in the past. This time we're actually doing the bike build and doing a big donation here, and then get to deliver it to kids here and then out to the Navajo Nation. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, come out and build bikes and donate if you want to. That'd be great. Or convince a business to donate, and we'll put their logo on there. Yeah, that's all I have. Samantha.
Shovels are hopefully picking up here. See. And I don't really have anything else. If anyone knows of any people looking for a little extra work, I could use a shuttle driver. But yeah, I haven't been out there riding, so I'm not sure. Oh, we did take, this family's been coming for many years. I know that I've taken the one son when he was as young as 9, if not, you may have done it before, but his little brother yesterday did the whole enchilada from top to bottom at 7 years old. In 5 hours.
Wow. I think there's an Instagram, like there's a thing about him on Instagram.
I'm gonna talk to my daughter about this. What's she doing? Pearl, come on. Jeez. She's 9. That's so cool. Awesome. Thank you, Samantha. Kathy.
I just want to really shout out the night programs that our parks are doing. I did go on the scorpion hike, learned a lot about scorpions, the difference between poisonous and venomous. There's a lot of information, and I also went on the moon hike at Dead Horse, and I have to say that really helped my mental health for a very hot summer to do night hikes. And I think I just want to pass that on. That, you know, if you have visitors or maybe you yourself are getting really tired of the heat, because July was really bad. A night hike really helps raise the spirits.
That's great. That's all. Thank you, Kathy.
It would be really cool if Trailmix could use its social media presence to
highlight those things.
Yeah, and some of the things that Brad's got going on at the state park. And
because a lot of the parks are doing these.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
moon hikes, we're
Yeah.
scorpion
Yeah.
hikes, there's, we're gonna help on it.
At the star party.
What's that?
That's a good sponsor. Good sponsor for bikes.
I like it.
Joy, will you help relay this?
I'm actually, as we're talking, I'm putting, whatever it's called, like the little dings, the alerts of when like partners post now. So then like I get notifications on my phone and say like, Utah State Parks posted, and then I can.
Awesome.
So yeah, thank you for saying that. So it's like, oh, I can do this.
That's awesome. Great. Glover, what about the biking community? What do they got?
Don't have much to report, you guys all cover all.
We took all of your, took all their stuff. It is hot. but it's, so David has some Nike kids that work for him, and then I also hear lots from him. I was at the cycle league fixing something that was broken, and one of the kids said, "When will we have jump trails?" That's what they're really interested in. So, just know that's there. That's a
Probably by the time they graduate. That's
Maybe
about-
so.
That's about the time it'll come.
maybe so.
Phase 2 hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll add for the bike community. Moab MBA Mountain Bike Association hosted their first fall race last week on Klondike Bluffs, raced Alaska and Homer. Huge success. We had 23 people come out, and it was very hot, so that we were quite impressed that many people showed up. Tyson won.
Tyson.
I beat David by 13 seconds.
Wow. David's quick in that.
It was really fun. It was really good to see that many people come out. And then also, like, there's a number of kids who raced. Some of them actually ditch their night practice to come out and race. So it's that plus, like, some of their family as well. So it's really fun event out there.
That's awesome.
Cortinos were cheap.
Yeah. Faith, what do you have for us?
So I finally made the survey for roped activities in Moab, and I
cool.
got it out. Ended, which I'm really proud of. It would be the other way around. So after some
all of our groups
to kind of recirculate the survey when there's a lot of visitors in town who might have visitor information. I was surprised that no one really complained about user conflicts in the survey. Like, I thought there would be more complaints, and that wasn't really what people were giving feedback on. So yeah, it's just really nice to have a survey like that out to kind of condense information and see what climbers would like to see done, and canyoneers and highliners. I definitely got more climbing responses than canyoneering and highlining, but hopefully we'll get more of those other user groups too. I saw something up there from Brett. Looks like he has something canyoneering
You want
related.
to share that right now?
Yeah, go for it.
So Brett sent, this starts really small, but I'll read it. He says he's in Salt Lake, so he wasn't able to attend. I finally got a comprehensive amount of information from Derek Wolf's new canyoneering book, ratings, descriptions, GPX routes. The book, which covers 160 new canyons, that seems like a lot, covers 160 new canyons in just the Moab area, has been further delayed by his printers. He doesn't think he'll get out to the public for another 2 months. This will probably give us some time to look at the potential high-use canyons and determine if there's a need for any mitigation regarding trail ingress and egress, sensitive species, parking, and other impact concerns. He doesn't want much of this info disseminated out to the public.
Which is funny because he's making a guide.
Yeah, but the book's coming. So, who's up for canyon exploring? So, I guess if you are interested in potentially looking at some of these areas and answering some of these questions, please reach out to Faith or myself, and we'll get you across the areas that we need to check. I just feel like 160 new canyons.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Is a lot.
It's a lot.
Been building them like crazy.
You probably have seen those bolts come out from nowhere.
I mean, I've been in like a canyon that gets guided by one company in town that doesn't get used very often, and I was like surprised that it was a guided canyon because it's actually like challenging.
Yeah.
I actually took 2 people who I guide regularly just as friends, was like, hey, do you want to come check out a canyon with me? And I didn't really realize what we were getting into, but there was like some kind of heady down climb sections, and it was surprising. So I wonder like what a lot of those canyons are like.
I know.
If that's like a guided canyon, that's not very popular.
Obviously, we're interested. If you're interested, please just stick around after and chat with us, and we'd like to get it out to folks. So.
And then just a couple other updates I could give. I don't really interface much with the rope swinging companies in town, but there are 2 or 3 new rope swinging companies that just opened and got permits in Moab. So there will be 3 or 4 total rope swinging operations, commercial rope swinging operations.
Yeah.
One of them is down Cane Creek. I forget what the other one is. And I can't remember if there's 3 or 4, but
Sherry
like,
mentioned it a few meetings ago.
yeah,
That they were official, that they've done it through the permitting and go through it also.
Yep.
Rope swinging businesses.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, what else do you have for us?
I think that's all the rope. Oh, as far as like, as a guide, my summer's been abysmally slow. A lot of other guides I've talked to have had a similar summer. I'm super small. I'm a solopreneur, so I get hit harder. I think when town is slow, the bigger companies are going to catch more of the business that does exist, but hoping fall will pick up.
Will you accept locals? Will you take locals?
I give a 10% locals discount.
Wow.
The
There you
only
go.
guide service, like climbing guide who does that, so
Okay.
sign up. That's it.
Thank you, Faith. Equestrian group, what do you have for us?
Actually, first, an update on Stephen.
Thank you.
Yeah. He and Naomi are at, National Jewish Hospital all this week. And this is awesome because they specialize, probably do the primary research on this disease that he has, which is scleroderma. And it's an autoimmune. But the great thing about it is he has a team. So he has cardiologists, pulmonologists, gastro, the immuno. And so they're all communicating. So this should be probably awesome and really productive for them. So,
That's so cool.
yeah.
I know you have each time. Please continue to pass along, and it's not the same without having them here.
Yeah.
I mean, we like you more, but still, please pass along to them that we listen and are pulling for him.
Yeah. So, yeah, wishing him that this is really,
Yeah, thanks, Wayne.
that he gets some really good support.
Us too.
Anyway, so equestrian update on the 20th. We have a work day. It's going to be up in LaSalle, and we'll be working and doing whatever Girlfriends Trail needs. And also at Medicine Lake, we are hoping to install some post hitching rails. And they also have attached to them a high line. So this is for, incoming travelers or locals who want to go up there and camp with their horses and stuff. So this, I hope we have a good turnout from our group work. And
I just sent Melissa an email this morning. She got a hold of me, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if we have some folks, and I'm gonna try to get those hitching rails delivered after 5 minutes.
okay, great.
Cool.
So that's it.
Thanks so much, Wayne. Appreciate you. Matt.
Yeah, for running events, and so far this year we're at 11 out of the 18 races that are scheduled. We're up to a total of 4,126 finishers. And the last race last month was at the Ute 150-mile race up in the South. Had 81 finishers for that race. Thing coming up before the next meeting, we have it's a fundraiser one, but it's called the John Wayne True Grit Series. It's a nationwide event for cancer, and that's out at Professor Valley. The next one after that is going to be Arches Marathon, which is put on by Matt Boots. And they have a total of 626 people that are signed up for that right now. That's out behind the rocks.
Yeah.
And then on the 10th is the big one, or let's say the super long distance one, the Moab 240, which is 240 miles, starts here in Moab, goes all the way down to the Bajas, comes back up to the LaSalle's and starts and finishes out with the last section is 25. So that's the 5-day event. But Yeah.
When did you say that
They
was?
limited to 200 people, and so 200 people are signed up, and I know personally there's 2 locals.
Really? Did you ask him why?
Well, the one he was a volunteer and he got it for free. He said,
Okay.
the other one I'm not too sure.
That's great.
That's a long ways.
Yeah.
What date did you say?
That, 240 is the 10th of, next month.
Okay.
It's 5 days.
Amazing.
That's crazy. Thank you, Matt. Did you have any hiking information that Kaya gave you or anything?
No, I really don't. Maybe we can check in on what I should be talking about.
Yeah, we can talk about that after.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually do have something to add, though. I organized a panel for the Utah Outdoor Recreation Summit, which is happening next month. On the 14th is the panel. On the 15th is activities, and Jacques is speaking as well. And it's actually a panel looking at the differences and interconnectedness of increasing, managing, and improving recreation and recreation access, and when you would use each over another or all together, and how that all works together. Jacques is participating. I'm participating. We have a Forest Service, a BLM recreation planner, Carly from Backcountry Horsemen, and Anna Miller, who is a recreation ecologist from Utah State University. So it should be great. So if you're at the Rec Summit, which I know some of you do go to, please come and see our panel.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here. Kirsten had to run, it looks like, but I don't think there's a lot of ski activities up there, Brian, at least that I know about.
All right now, the snow's kind of going.
Yeah, so I think we're,
Back soon.
Emily, did you just move the bones from Mud Springs to Sand Flats? That's what I want to know. Is that what happened? Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, though. Thank you.
Depends on where I newly buried things.
Yeah. Glad you're here. Let's hear about active transportation. What do you got for us?
I guess I just have some things that maybe Katie would have updated on from going to the TAC meeting on the 25th. Something that stood out for me based on that survey, she said that over 400 people responded. Seems like a lot, and it was an even spread of age and income, and a lot of homeowners and long-term Moab residents. And the big themes for all of that was both people who are in town and out of town are looking for connectivity. And then second theme for both was safety, and that's both personal safety, so like nighttime use of trails, weather safety, so more water on the trails, more trails to the water, and then crossing safety.
They do know they're in the desert, right?
Right.
I think it's really funny to look at actually the survey results, and I think because this came out in August, it was so highly rated, the weather, the heat and weather were so highly rated. We're just like, why is this top of everyone's list? We're like, oh yeah, because we're in the middle of summer, and it's an interesting correlation there.
And the last thing that stood out for me is it's a lot of bike focus, and Alta didn't have the sidewalk data. I think adding where we're missing sidewalk connectivity for walking pedestrians is something that I haven't seen yet, but I don't know if they were provided that data. I think that's all I have.
Okay. Emily, if we can help just continue to encourage the city to help with that third Street crossing there. I think
Yeah, that one's been commented on for sure.
Yeah. If we can just keep prodding and jumping.
I noticed when I was out and about yesterday that there are sandwich boards with QR codes from UDOT about the pedestrian bump outs. So I don't know how many people are actually responding to that, but if you guys like the bump outs and or like want higher pedestrian safety, like go ahead and please fill that out. I noticed, like you guys said, the squeaky wheel gets the grease with UDOT, so go do that.
Awesome.
That's my only plug.
Okay. Thanks, Joy. Emily, thank you. We're glad to have an active transportation person. I don't know if I mentioned that. Tim.
So I rode the loop road on the gravel bike the other day. If there's any way we can cancel the seal coat, that'd be the way.
Oh, yeah, it's so smooth and nice
So
right now,
smooth,
huh?
So nice, yeah. But, other than that, been doing some work on piping.
Thank you. Thanks for helping on that. Mark?
Well, Mountain Bike Association is putting together the Hoedown. It's a small bike festival, 23rd to the 26th of October. And one of the races is part of the town series mountain bike race events, and it's on Ahab. Yeah, Ahab and Drew.
Including also the Spooky Cross, so it's in the ball fields.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday night.
Hoedown.com has a list of itineraries. There's mechanics clinics, Spooky Cross.
I know our guys were heavily involved with Spooky Cross last year. That was a lot of fun
Costume
for them.
party,
Yeah.
raffles, prizes.
Some fun stuff. And,
Jump Jam is on Sunday. It's the last day. And I'm working on the park to try to get ready. Better user friendliness down there. Yeah, I'm hoping to October. It's
cool.
Assessed down there.
Thanks, Mark. Anything else?
Okay, we'll add one thing to that really quick since you brought up the Hoedown. We're hoping to have multiple adaptive group rides during the Hoedown this year. We want to make it kind of a bike festival that just kind of brings in the adaptive community. There's not a lot of overlap like that. So we're working on logistics of that because it takes a bit more, but be a good fall festival for all those, especially those of you who like to dress up in weird outfits. Ride your bike.
Everyone likes to do that.
Gosh.
Everyone likes to do that. Colin.
Okay, got a couple things. Katie, are you still there?
Katie,
Yep, sure am. Yes, I'm here.
Katie, I said something about this a meeting or two ago, but UDOT is going to be conducting a study at the intersection of 191 and Dogwood this fall.
Oh.
They've already identified it as a spot in need of some kind of potential pedestrian infrastructure. And so hopefully we'll be finding out a lot more in the next month or so.
Thank you. And you know, the city has a bike path that goes right to there and just
It's
ends
a
in
really
the natural line.
unfortunate situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that would be very helpful. Thank you. Thank you,
You
Colin.
bet. You bet. The first east paving, so the paving of the road between City Market and the middle school is happening next week, possibly the week after, but that project is moving along well. There is, after it gets paved, there will be some more work to do. But at least then that'll be open fully to access. Uranium Drive is now is already open. Do want to say about the Third South Bridge? I have been pushing, and I believe that they've removed the signs. You can still go under Third South and just come up the stairs on the other side. And I think that we need some better information on that. But if certainly on roller blades and other things, you can avoid crossing Third South because that is a really dangerous.
Yeah.
And just so you know, the holdup right now is that the city is looking for funding because that whole bridge needs to be replaced. That bridge is really problematic. It has it's sectioned, and so it's just this debris catch right now, and that's why water catches so much debris that it burns water up and over the bridge to downtown other places. And so it's about a $12 million project to replace that bridge.
Jeez.
And so that's why that section of pathway is not getting fixed now, because that will be part of that project. So bear with us. We just got our first round of bids coming in for our sidewalk repair so the city is starting in the downtown corridor, replacing and repairing sidewalks and just putting sidewalks where they're just haven't been sidewalks, and we'll slowly be working out in the city from downtown. And so the first round of bids just came in. We actually got some bids this time, and so hopefully you're going to see some work on sidewalks downtown and a couple blocks out from downtown. Joy, thanks for mentioning the bump outs. I apologize to all of you for the appearance of those. I mean, what a sorry, like we waited The city waited probably 8 months of UDOT telling us, we're just waiting for the materials. We don't have the materials on hand. They're pretty scarce right now. When they get them, it looks like they pulled it from somebody's backyard. I don't know what they were thinking, what they're doing, but those bump outs truly are an enhancement to pedestrian safety, eliminating the couple of parking spots up to the intersections, allowing pedestrians to get out beyond parked cars, to get a little bit further out safely so they are more visible, shortening the distance that they have to cross. I mean, all that in concert with some of the other things that have happened, like, I don't know if you've noticed the light adjustments now where there's a delay between one light turning red and the other's turning green. That is also to get out a little bit, to be more visible. And so we're just slowly chipping away at a very challenging process, and that's working with a state highway coming through our downtown area. But I do incredibly believe that bump outs are a wonderful improvement down there. And, you know, if somebody says to me, well, you know, it's just making it harder for me to, you know, to turn right or to turn left in a vehicle. Exactly. You know, we have such an auto-centric transportation system down there. To the way we make it safer for pedestrians and bicycles. Bicycles are going to be a while before we make it safer for them on Main Street, but the way we make it safer for pedestrians is by taking some of that back from the automobiles. So
Are those bump outs, are those temporary ones, or is that the final version?
those are temporary, so they will ultimately look, and now there is signage explaining all that. They will ultimately look like the Center and First East. You know, those will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roger.
Yeah.
The bridge from Cane Creek to Main Street by Billy Bertos, is that, you know, any updates or time frame?
I will get an update. That should be good to go. So David's referring to the Skunk Alley Bridge, the condemned bridge. So as far as I know, everything's still on track. The bridge to nowhere that's now in the wetlands, the Nature Conservancy area. So I don't know if you've seen that bridge off of Cane Creek, that it's been completely cut off by the flooding.
Yeah.
It's just kind of freestanding, not connecting anything with anything else. And they are going to give that to the city or sell that to the city, and that is going to be used at the Skunk Alley. You know, it's going to take some engineering to bring it up, make it safely above the creek. But yeah, that should be going in the city. And that's been a really neat part of this whole process that Tyson was talking about, because that's kind of the missing link, or the holy grail of pedestrian and bicycle connectivity in town, is that connecting that. You know, right now, even if we put up this beautiful bridge in there, it still dumps you out into a parking lot on Main Street. And so hopefully this plan will help with that, achieve some kind of easement or connectivity between that and the Creek Parkway. Yeah.
Do they have any, do you have any idea of the timeline of this bridge replacement? Is this like something that is going to be a few years down the road because they don't have the funding for it? Or is it something they're working to try to get done sooner rather than later?
It should be a lot sooner than that, because it is, the funding should not be an issue, because it is part of that whole Cane Creek Boulevard rebuild.
No.
Third South.
Yeah.
It's hopefully sooner than later. I do know that, and so this is more information you probably need or want, but the city recently hired a federal lobbyist, and that's one of the primary tasks of the federal lobbyist is trying to get us funding for some of this. I mean, the idea of the fact that we're this gateway community, we're hoping, you know, provide some street cred on Capitol Hill, and you know, and allow us with, you know, just the constant pressure of having a lobbyist in there, receive some federal funding to do that, because we can't settle the community with that debt. The state, you know, has been with war on helping the city out.
Cool. Anything else?
Nice new railing. The beautiful railing. That still isn't painted.
Okay, Brett had put his information in there, and so we did it. 105. We got through everybody. Way to go. High five the person next to you. Way to go. We did it. So we'll close the meeting at 105, 106 now. If you want to stick around, you all,